A woman noticed a strange red rash on her chest. She was nervous, but she still went to the hospital to get it checked. Jimmy pretended to be a doctor and examined her. He said it was just a normal bug bite. With just one glance, Jimmy was already drawn to her. But the problem was, he wasn't a doctor at all. Soon, the woman discovered his real identity. She exposed him on the spot. She even hit him. Jimmy stumbled backward from the blows. All she wanted was an apology. Jimmy immediately lowered his head and admitted he was wrong. He even apologized on behalf of those arrogant doctors. She was a little surprised. She thought he was smooth with words. Most girls might have softened by then, but she didn't. She pulled out a camera and took a picture of him. Then she turned and walked away. She even made a teasing gesture at him. Jimmy didn't get angry. Instead, he wanted her even more. In the past, he had never failed with women. No matter who it was, they always ended up falling for him. He would even pretend to forget their names, just to make them correct him, then use it to get closer. He had used that trick many times. At his last job, he was fired for getting too close to his boss's girlfriend. Later, he became a sales rep at a pharmaceutical company. Unexpectedly, he ran into that same special woman again. He decided to pursue her. He started with the front desk nurse, and easily got her phone number. Then he called her right away. She wasn't surprised at all. She just responded casually. Clearly, she didn't want to get involved. But Jimmy kept teasing and talking to her. Eventually, he asked to meet. She knew he wouldn't give up otherwise, so she agreed on a time and place. Jimmy was very excited. He planned many ways to impress her, but when he finally saw her, he forgot everything. Her eyes were so clear. She teased him on purpose, but her hand was slightly shaking. Jimmy noticed it. It was a symptom of Parkinson's disease. He understood. She was hiding it. Not long after, they left together. Her initiative surprised Jimmy. From then on, she began asking him out often. They would arrive together and leave together. Even the always confident Jimmy began to feel awkward. Whenever he had time, he brought food to see her. They spent a lot of time together. But she made one thing clear in advance. It was only physical. No feelings involved. Because the men before him had all left because of her illness. She no longer believed in love. She just wanted to live with dignity. Jimmy didn't mind. He agreed to the rules. He thought it made things easier. But slowly, he began to change. Every time he got her message, he felt happy. He started missing her voice. He realized he was falling for her. One time, he couldn't help calling her, just to hear her voice. She immediately became alert and hung up, because she knew things were changing. Even simple movements were becoming difficult for her. She knew even more clearly. No one wanted that kind of future, especially a man like Jimmy. So the next time they met, she suggested ending it. Her tone was firm. She hid her feelings and cut him off directly. Jimmy thought she was just upset. He didn't take it seriously. But she remembered. She had already fallen for him. But at that moment, she had already decided to leave. She wanted to forget him, so she bought a ticket and planned to go to another city. Just before boarding, Jimmy ran after her. He begged her to stay, but she still left. Jimmy stood there, feeling lost for the first time. In the past, he would have walked away already, but this time was different. The night before she returned, Jimmy drove to the station early. He waited there. Eventually, he fell asleep in his car. The next morning, she saw him when she got off. She was shocked. He had stayed all night. The distance between them slowly disappeared. This time, she didn't reject him. They truly got together. From then on, they began a real relationship. They entered each other's lives. Jimmy worked harder. His performance kept rising. Soon he became the company's top sales rep. His life improved. His income increased. His status rose. He even bought a luxury car. They often went out together, enjoying their time. She loved using her camera to record life, capturing their moments. Photos slowly filled the table. Her work was even shown in exhibitions. They stayed by each other's side. Life became stable. One night, Jimmy had dinner with his family. He exaggerated his achievements. She noticed it and began to question it. She didn't understand why he did that, but she didn't blame him. Instead, she asked him to name his strengths. Jimmy didn't know how to answer. He had never thought about it. She named them one by one and told him he was worthy. For the first time, Jimmy truly believed it. He became more confident. Because of work, he attended many events. He met many women, but he was no longer the same. Every time it ended, he returned to her. One night, they were talking at home. Jimmy suddenly struggled to breathe. He became nervous. He tried to say what was in his heart. It was the first time he told someone he loved them. After saying it, his whole body shook, but he felt more real than ever. Soon after, her illness worsened. Her hands became more unstable. Even holding things was hard. She couldn't open medicine bottles. She spilled water. Jimmy noticed. He became worried, but she refused to face it. She even pushed him away with coldness, questioned his motives, denied his love. Jimmy became furious and walked out. But at the door, he heard her breaking down in tears. He stopped. He he finally understood how afraid she was. He chose to stay. Days later, they attended a support group. Most people there were elderly. Everyone was fighting illness. She looked especially young there. For the first time, Jimmy realized how hard the future would be. He stepped outside for air. He met a patient's husband. The man told him caregiving would take everything, even his life. Jimmy froze. He had never thought about it, but she regained strength. Seeing others keep living, she found hope. She thanked Jimmy for staying and told him she loved him again. That night, after she fell asleep, Jimmy began researching, looking for treatments. The next day, he contacted specialists. He took her everywhere for help. They kept traveling, doing tests, attending medical conferences, not missing any chance, but the costs kept rising. Their credit cards were maxed out. When they finally arrived, they were told to wait 2 weeks. Jimmy began breaking down. He became anxious. He lost control. She saw it all. She knew if it continued, it would destroy his life. His career was rising. He could have a better future. So, she decided to leave him. She initiated the breakup. Jimmy couldn't accept it, but she was firm. On a cold night, they separated. Jimmy left the airport alone. He felt lost. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't forget her. She cried in secret too, but neither contacted the other. Time passed, until one day, they met again in a cafe. She was with someone else. They stood face to face, like strangers. After a brief greeting, they walked away. Only then did he learn he was being sent overseas. His career had peaked. The next day, Jimmy packed his bags, preparing to leave the city. Then, he saw the camera, the one they used together. He turned on the recording. The screen was filled with their memories. They laughed together, talked together, planned their future, even talked about growing old. The images stopped him. He realized he couldn't live without her. He rushed out to find her. He went to the restaurant where she worked, but the owner told him she had already left. She was on a departing bus. Jimmy didn't hesitate. He drove after her, speeding up, chasing with everything he had. She saw him from the bus. She signaled for him to stop, but he didn't give up. Until the bus stopped at a rest area, they finally faced each other. Jimmy begged to talk. She refused at first. She didn't want to continue, but the people around them encouraged her. She finally agreed. Jimmy couldn't speak clearly. The man who was always smooth became clumsy. He just told her he needed her, and he was willing to face everything, even if the future was harder, even if he had to care for her forever. He would not leave. She tried to refuse. She didn't want to burden him, but he insisted. He wanted to stay with her, no matter the ending. This time, he wasn't trying to win her. He was trying to stay. She finally stopped stepping back. They held each other tightly. They chose each other again. There was no miracle. The illness didn't disappear. The future was still unknown, but this time, they chose to face it together.